that symbol? That's a Phrygian cap. It stands for freedom, and that's a Masonic eye. Now those two come together in only one place. What's happening?
What up, y'all? It's the Dot Connector, and what if I told you the holiday America calls Thanksgiving was never meant to be a celebration, but a cover-up, a mask placed over one of the darkest blood-soaked chapters of American history, a chapter drenched in the slaughter, deception, and betrayal of the very people whose land we stand on. Every November, Americans gather around tables, bow their heads, and give thanks, unaware that centuries ago, this same season marked days of celebration for massacres, where European settlers thank God for the successful extermination of Native American tribes.
Because if you paid attention in school, it wasn't peaches and creams with the white man and the Indians. He tricked them. The Indians showed him how to grow food, how to eat, and the whole feast of Thanksgiving was them celebrating this massacre that they had done. So that's why we celebrate Thanksgiving home, because they killed off a bunch of Indians. Not only did they kill them off, they gave them blankets intentionally with diseases on them. Chicken pox, mumps. Yeah, homie, that's why we have to have immunization shots because of what they did to the Indians.
While schools teach us a cartoon version of smiling pilgrims and friendly Indians eating together, the truth is that the original Thanksgiving proclamations were tied not to peace, but to victory feast after genocide. And yet, the deception gets even deeper, because what do we do after giving thanks to God for family and blessings? We turn around the very next day, sometimes within hours, and trample each other in stores for Black Friday, worshiping consumerism, greed, and materialism.
The Black Friday shopping mania is still playing out tonight at malls across America. Retailers opening their doors earlier than ever to a crush of frenzied shoppers lured by seductive doorbuster deals. But in many locations, the rush turned violent, shoppers openly brawling over discounted merchandise.
Across the country, record crowds and wild scenes as frantic customers were determined to snag jaw-dropping Black Friday deals. Watch as merchandise goes flying through the crowds at this Walmart in Virginia and this one in South Carolina. And in North Carolina, see the man in orange as he wrestles to grab a doorbuster. A father even leaving his infant in the car outside of a Best Buy so that he could shop. The baby is okay.
Thanksgiving isn't just historically corrupted, it has become spiritually corrupted. Is it any surprise that a holiday built on bloodshed turned into a holiday built on idolatry?
The Dot Connector here. The transmission is unstable, but we're holding the line. Stay tuned. The final piece is about to be revealed.
Family. The world is in serious danger now. Inflation is causing food prices to skyrocket. The global supply chain continues to collapse, and the coming food shortages will be worse than anything we've lived through. In times like these, what should you do? Go to uptvsurvival.com and invest in long-term emergency food storage from my friends at My Patriot Supply while you still can. My Patriot Supply is the largest preparedness company in America with millions of satisfied customers. Their food lasts for up to 25 years in storage. When you need it, you will have it and avoid government food lines. Act quickly and save $200 on a vital 3-month emergency food kit. This kit provides a variety of delicious foods totaling over 2,000 calories a day. You won't go hungry when you have this emergency food, period. Go to uptvsurvival.com and save $200 on every 3-month food kit. That's uptvsurvival.com. Protect your family and secure this emergency food today by going to uptvsurvival.com.
Welcome back. You survived the blackout. The greatest show in the universe continues. And we are the Dot Connectors.
America's version of Thanksgiving is a lie, created to make everyone feel comfortable. The truth is far darker. Historically, the first official Thanksgiving proclamations were not about unity, they were about victory. Many early colonial leaders declared days of Thanksgiving after massacres. One of the most recorded is the Pequot Massacre of 1637, where over 700 Pequot men, women, and children were burned alive or shot as they fled. After the massacre, the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony declared a day of Thanksgiving as a celebration of their destruction.
Before dawn on May 26, 1637, the Pequot people slept beneath a sky heavy with mist. Mothers whispered lullabies. Warriors dreamed of peace after weeks of tension. But out beyond the trees, shadows moved, English soldiers and their native allies closing in like ghosts. Captain John Mason led the colonial force, about 90 Englishmen and hundreds of native allies from the Mohegan and Narragansett tribes. Their target, the Pequot village at Mystic, Connecticut. Inside the wooden palisade, about 500 Pequot men, women, and children slept, unaware that this night would erase generations. When the attack began, flames raced through the thatched huts. Arrows flew in every direction. The Pequot fought desperately, fathers shielding their families, mothers clutching their babies, elders praying into the smoke. But the fire consumed everything. In less than an hour, more than 500 souls were gone, trapped in a burning world they had called home. When dawn broke, the ground was black with ash and sorrow. Survivors who fled into the woods were hunted down. Some were captured and sold into slavery. Others were executed. The once proud Pequot nation nearly wiped from the earth. This massacre sent a message of fear across the land. It marked a turning point, the dawn of relentless expansion that would forever reshape Native America. But the spirit of the Pequot people did not die in those flames. Their descendants still walk this land, carrying the memory of survival through centuries of silence.
That's the part they don't put in children's coloring books. Pilgrims did not simply share food with Native Americans. They brought diseases, broke treaties, stole land, kidnapped children, enslaved the survivors, and wiped out entire tribes under the name of Manifest Destiny. Thanksgiving wasn't a symbol of peace, it was a celebration of conquest.
I love the idea of Thanksgiving. I love the idea of a day of gratitude and spending time with your family, and I actually love the weird food. What I don't like is the underlying tragedy and genocide that we ignore on that day. Why do we put our children in costumes of people that showed up and robbed graves and did terrible things and brought disease and just took things, took land from people who were already here? To set up children from the age of preschool to believe that it's right and okay to just take everything is actually truly horrible. It's teaching appropriation from the very beginning. So no wonder, when they get to high school, they think it's fine to wear these headdresses, to wear, things they should not be wearing, and to have these sports names. We start them at the age of 2 with these innocent, sweet Thanksgiving songs, but we create the appropriators of tomorrow. I thought I knew a lot as an Indigenous person about Thanksgiving, and the reality is, nothing we've been told is true in just one fact. Certain things did happen, but all of these things didn't happen in the way we've ever been told. It's like all the best fake news, right? They took things that happened, certainly lots of separatists, which we now call pilgrims, and different Native folks have had meals. But, there's so many different times that possibly happened that we're referencing. There were so many political reasons that Thanksgiving, the mythology of Thanksgiving, kept morphing over the centuries to fulfill political agendas, right? Just like today. I think the hardest thing for Americans today, and the reason that Native Americans and Native American history and issues get left out so often, is because it hasn't ended. We can point to different things and say we fixed that. We're all still complicit in standing on stolen land. It isn't done. We've actually been told, my people, for instance, have been told by the Supreme Court, yes, you're right. The government did violate their treaties, and this still is your land. Yet they just won't give it back.
Every year, Native American communities gather at Plymouth Rock not for Thanksgiving, but for the National Day of Mourning. While America is carving turkeys, laughing, and watching football, Indigenous families gather to remember the theft of their land, the destruction of their traditions, the forced conversions, the death of millions, and the erasure of their history. They don't celebrate Thanksgiving, they mourn it.
raising their voices to be heard after feeling silenced for centuries.
Why do we gather today? 400 years later, we join to raise our voices high that we are still here. We are not conquered and we are not defeated.
As many were enjoying the Thanksgiving parade, Indigenous people of Massachusetts protested the holiday that for them is not one to celebrate.
Plymouth is rich with history, but not the truth of the Indians.
Our presence here is a stark reminder of the true story of Thanksgiving that differs from so much from the fable story shared in classrooms, history books, and celebrations across this nation.
Imagine you have ancestors who were slaughtered and their killers declared a holiday to celebrate it. And hundreds of years later, their descendants still celebrate it with smiles. Here's the irony. Most Americans today, especially Black Americans, Hispanic Americans, and even many white Americans, have Native American blood in their ancestry, whether from intermarriage, forced migrations, adoption, or mixed communities. The bloodlines of this land flows through millions of us. When we celebrate Thanksgiving, we aren't celebrating pilgrims, we're celebrating the genocide of our ancestors. This is why Thanksgiving hits differently when you actually know history. It becomes impossible to celebrate a lie once you know the truth. Like Halloween, Thanksgiving evolved from pagan harvest festivals, not biblical truth. Like Christmas, it was merged with European rituals and marketed to the masses as a national unifier. But underneath the pretty packaging lies something darker, a holiday rooted in death, covered up by false narratives, reinforced through idolatry, commercialized into oblivion. Thanksgiving, Halloween, and Christmas all share the same spiritual pattern, a pagan-rooted celebration disguised as something holy. The enemy loves taking darkness and calling it light. He loves taking murder, conquest, and greed and selling it as tradition. Thanksgiving has become the perfect setup for modern idolatry. We say thank you, and then we worship money. We claim to be grateful, and then we trample people over discounted flat screens. We talk about blessings, and then sacrifice sleep, dignity, and morals for Black Friday deals. Thanksgiving didn't just become corrupted. It was designed to funnel Americans into material worship, eat, pray, shop. It's a counterfeit religion. As Christians, we must ask one simple question. Does this holiday honor God, or does it honor violence, greed, and lies? The Bible teaches us to give thanks every day, not once a year, and certainly not on a day built on genocide and commercial worship. Satan is the father of lies, and Thanksgiving is one of the greatest lies America ever told. We should give thanks to God, absolutely, but we should not celebrate a holiday that glorifies conquest and erases truth. History matters, truth matters, discernment matters. Thanksgiving is not a day of unity. It's not a day of peace. It's not a day of blessings. It is a day that hides the suffering of millions under the mask of gratitude. But the Bible says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. When you know better, you do better. As Christians, we should be leading the way, not celebrating genocide, but standing for truth, not idolizing tradition, but honoring the God who hates injustice. Give thanks every day, but do not participate in a lie. Jesus Christ is the truth, and the truth will set you free. So stay sharp, stay aware, stay grounded in truth. But what are your thoughts? Sound off in the comments and let's talk about it. And as always, give your life to Christ. My name is Devin Worlds, and we are the Dot Connectors. Peace.
It's how I was raised and how I raised my boys. Now, you got monsters roaming around that do nothing but eat people. And for what? To continue to rot till they eat some more. We think we can put that meat to better use.
You're all sick. Sick in the head.
Lee, that's not a very nice thing to imply. Andy is right. We go after folks who were gonna die anyways, one way or another.
Like y'all.
Lily, grab a knife! Nobody's going anywhere.
We got lots of use for y'all right here.
What the fucking black
Put your guns down! We're walking out of here!
Near my fucking family!
I don't want to die. Mommy, what did I eat?
Somebody do something!
Lee?
of her, you son of a bitch!